Hey fellow babies, welcome back to Pachter Factor on SIFTD.net. A special thank you to our Amazon Prime members who have linked to their Twitch Prime account. I've been pounding you on that. Please keep doing it. Even if you do that, you can also, if you feel especially generous, donate via Patreon and be a patron. Thank you. And you can also subscribe via YouTube. If you're doing that, thank you. But it's really important, all of you, please link your Twitch Prime account and your Amazon Prime account. You can stick it to Amazon. Shane gets paid. It costs you $0. So I'm going to give you a riddle here. What can you do that costs you $0 that gets Shane paid? Oh, link your Twitch Prime account to your Amazon Prime account. If you got that right, go link it right now. It's in the description below.
This episode of Pachter Factor is brought to you by DeShazer Ryan Realty. Right now, Doug DeShazer has beautiful lots available adjacent to Koocanusa Lake in northwest Montana. Pull up your RV and access the hookups, or build your own construction. Either way, you have access to world-class fishing, hunting, boating, swimming, biking, hiking, and the internet. No matter where you're looking to buy, make Doug DeShazer your real estate consultant at 406-291-1643. That's Doug DeShazer at 406-291-1643.
Okay, today's question from YouTube from I Am N Dodd. The Last of Us and Fallout TV shows are both extremely successful. Does a TV show or movie do more good for a video game brand? Is it just as simple as how much time you're spending in those worlds, or does the spectacle of a big blockbuster film create more hype and therefore value? You know, it's a marketing question. And I got my worst grade in business school. I got all A's and 1 B in business school. I had a 4.0 except for marketing. I'm actually quite good at marketing, but I'm not a marketing student. Look, brand extension is important. And, you know, I think that Disney is probably the best at this, that they have brands that cross over television and movies and products and merchandise and theme parks. They're just brilliant about it. I think that most companies are really bad at it. The one I'm most excited about is Nintendo, because I think the Mario movie was great, and I think the Zelda movie will be great. But what I think you're seeing is that there's a whole generation of people who grew up playing video games, and you know, they're now 40. But I mean, everybody under 40 played video games from the first thing they remember doing. And, you know, 60-year-olds don't remember that, and 80-year-olds don't remember that. And so once you get to that demographic of everybody up to age 40, now it's suddenly something that works on TV. My wife never played Fallout. My wife calls Fallout 3 that game because I played the shit out of it. I must have 300 hours into it. I played it through twice. I found every single thing, every location, every weapon, every atomic bomb. I did everything in that game. And you know, I see the power armor and I just get a big smile. You know, I see them pull the power core out and I smile because I know what's going on. And, you know, not that it wasn't obvious, but, you know, but I get to explain it to my wife, and it was fun. And she never played the game, but she loved Fallout. And she never played Last of Us. You know, I don't want to ruin Last of Us, but it follows the game, you know. And so, do I know the plot of next season on Last of Us? Yeah, it's Last of Us 2. Yes, I know the plot. And, you know, who knows what they're going to do for the next season, if there is one. But I hope there is. Game of Thrones went past the book, so I'm sure that they can. So, you know, I think that there is some deep narrative content that will work really well in games and in movies, and there's others that don't. Assassin's Creed didn't work as a movie. I saw it, and I really liked it, but I played the shit out of that first game. And I read reviews and heard from friends who saw it. I had no idea what was going on. If you played the game, of course you knew what was going on. And, you know, same thing with Last of Us. It's like, I knew the plot. I knew what Ellie's secret was. You know, I knew why Joel was chaperoning her and escorting her, but I didn't tell my wife because it was a fun surprise. But I still delighted when I saw it. And, you know, they added content. Like, I don't remember, like, the two gay guys living together. And I cried in that episode. Like, it was really well done. And it made me just love the game even more and made me want to go back and play it. And I probably will. But, you know, I think that it broadens the appeal of the game and the franchise. And you get people like my wife who are like, oh, wow, this is awesome. And I think you're seeing that, you know, with Disney taking Marvel content, which, think about it, is comic books. And then they make movies out of it, and the good example is the Avengers. And in the Avengers, you have all these comic book characters that none of us ever heard of, like Hawkeye and Black Widow. And I know half of my audience are Hawkeye comic book collectors. I'm not a Marvel guy, but I never heard of Hawkeye. And so I think that the way they've managed to take these characters and spin-off TV shows. Disney's making money off that. They're delighting the Marvel universe, but they're also expanding to... My wife watched all of these shows and liked them all. You know, so my wife, who doesn't play games or read comic books, loved this stuff. You know, and so the point is that it costs a lot of money to make these games. It costs a lot of investment in people and in making these rich environments and creating these amazing stories. And I think it's awesome for the industry that they exploit these rich industries and make really good television content. Clearly, if you look at it, Todd Howard, the three big guys at Bethesda who created the series are all executive producers, and they're all working on the story. So it's really cool. Like, it's the right people, same with Neil Druckmann on Last of Us. The actual creators are there and making sure that there's integrity to the product. And I think that's awesome for the issue. So answer is more marketing, broaden the audience, a whole new generation of parents and grandparents who are going to want to buy the next Fallout game for their kids or the next Last of Us for their grandkids. And I think that's just absolutely awesome. The difference between film and movie is a film is a self-contained story, beginning, middle, end. It's 2 hours. It could be 3. And you expect that it's over when you finish watching it. Now, we get pissed when it's Mission Impossible 7 Part 1, or when it's Hunger Games Nightingale Part 1. I mean, that pisses you off. Avengers, Part 1. Even that's a 4-hour experience, maybe 5. A TV show typically is not one season. That can be, right? There are limited series like The Queen's Gambit or whatever. But those are typically based on a book that was also like a movie, like beginning, middle, end. A TV show is more like a video game franchise because there are seasons that kind of end with a cliffhanger, like, oh, Fallout, we're going to Vegas, So we weren't really sure where they were, but we know they're going to Vegas now because we saw the Stratosphere Tower kind of crumbling in the background. I think probably MGM Grand or something. I think TV show much better. So yes, you're right that the movie gets more spending and more promotion, but the TV series leaves you something lasting and leaves you the cliffhanger and makes you interested in the series. So think Game of Thrones. Like, you could not watch season 1 and then stop watching. You would never go, oh, Ned Stark's dead. Okay, well, that ends that. I'm out of here. Like, no, the cliffhanger gets you to come back. And so I think TV series are much better adapted to video games. So we've had countless Tomb Raider, movies, and we've had countless Mortal Kombat movies. And I mean, I guess like a fighting game, maybe you could say there's no real story there. That makes sense. But Lara Croft's a real story. Uncharted, they made one movie. It's a real story. It's not one movie. It's a TV series. So I think TV series far preferable for a game franchise. For our Patreon patrons and our YouTube subscribers, thank you very much. It's keeping us afloat. For everybody, including the people who are patrons and subscribers, please try to remember to link your Twitch Prime account to your Amazon Prime account. It is really easy to do, and you're helping us out. So please do us a solid. You're helping us. You're sticking it to Amazon. How does it get any better than that, right? So if you heard me say that and you haven't done it, please follow the instructions right below. It's a couple of clicks. You got to do it every month or so. So please remember to redo it if you haven't done it in a while. We get a couple of bucks for nothing, we, Shane, and you already paid for it. That's the crazy thing. This is a perk Amazon provides to you for free, and you paid for it. Why would you let it sit in Amazon's pocket instead of giving it to Shane? So please, thank you. If you've done that, you're the best. I'll see you guys on Twitter at Michael Pachter. See ya.